Greetings everyone, and thanks for tuning in for this paranormal pit stop. Tonight, we'll be exploring a historic manor expanse located around 5 miles to the east of Dorchester, off of Athelhampton Road near the River Piddle, in the civil parish of Athelhampton, out of Dorset in England, that's recognized for having been continually occupied since Saxon times, and that's also renowned as one of the country's finest Tudor manors. Rumored to harbor a range of ghostly manifestations dating back millennia. Are you sure you're ready to brave the history and hauntings of the Athelhampton House and Gardens? Historically, the history of Athelhampton lands can be traced back to the Domesday Book of 1086, which makes mention of a local manor called Piddle, which was owned under the Bishop of Salisbury with Oddbold as a tenant, and later, through the 13th century, and under ownership of the Delandris family, the moniker Athelhelm would be noted. In 1350, one Sir Richard Martin would marry the de Piddle heiress, after which, in 1485, their descendant, Sir William Martin, would construct the Athelhampton House that we know today, while utilizing and encompassing 160 acres on which to establish a deer park. Athelhampton lands would remain in Martin family hands for a total of 4 generations, until 1665 when they were purchased under Sir Robert Long, after which the estate would be passed down through the Long family until 1848 when it was sold again to George Wood. In 1891, the aged abode would be acquired under antiquarian Alfred de la Fontaine, who would set to work on a range of restorations and renovations alongside the 1920-21 construction of the house's north wing, and around the same time, 20 acres of the manor's lands would be transformed into a formal gardens. In 1957, Athelhampton grounds were purchased under Robert Victor Cook, who would issue further restorations. In 1966, ownership would be transferred to Cook's son, also Robert Cook, and in 1995, the site was inherited by Patrick Cook, who would arrange for additional restorations and extension of the gardens, and who would simultaneously open the lot up to the public. More recently, in 2019, and after 62 years of ownership under the Cook family, Patrick would retire and would put the prestigious domicile back on the market once again, and by October of the same year, one Giles Keating would make purchase, after which a good deal of the house's authentic contents were auctioned off. Over the past few years, Keating has continued to issue necessary repairs to this aged property, bringing it up to modern code, while also efficientizing its campus and transforming it to be environmentally friendly. In the present, the Athelhampton House and Gardens remain open to the public, offering tours, overnight accommodations, options in dining and drink, and plentiful space for events, weddings, and more. Checking all the boxes and fitting the bill perfectly as your classic haunted English countryside manor, Athelhampton has long been surrounded in stories of the supernatural and a range of local legends, and those braving its bounds have reported extreme cold spots felt in adverse weather, random objects sighted moving around on their own or even floating in midair, and the feelings of being watched, of being followed, or even of being touched or brushed up against by someone or something unseen. Several informal investigations of the expanse have yielded high EMF levels, chilling EVPs, odd thermal grid fluctuations, and orbs and half-formed silhouettes in photography and video, while a ghostly bride has been encountered in the gardens, and spectral soldiers in World War II-era garb have been observed wandering about. One rather disturbing and popular fable tells that long ago, the Martin family kept a great ape as a pet, and that sadly, this ape became trapped in a secret room behind some paneling in the Great Chamber, resulting in it starving to death all alone in the dark. Other versions of this story tell the ape actually followed one of the Martin daughters into this room, where, distraught over a love affair, she chose to end her own life, simultaneously sealing the beast's fate, after which the ape's dead body was later found nestled next to its deceased owner. Whatever the case, the spirits of both an unidentified woman who appears sad and confused, and also of the ape itself have been sighted watching visitors, with some describing the ape as seemingly staring into their very souls. Incidentally, scratching and commotion that seemingly emanates from the very walls themselves is commonly detected across the Great Chamber. Also reported across Athelhampton and confined to no area in particular are disembodied voices that emanate from empty spaces, footsteps that echo through vacant halls, and odd wafts of either mist or fog that float with seeming sentience. An ominous, ghostly lady in gray has been sighted drifting through various rooms. A presence dubbed Cooper has been known to tap on things in the wine cellar. 2 spectral swordsmen have been sighted bouting it out in the Great Hall, and a hooded figure, believed to be the spirit of a former family priest, has been viewed on the main drive and is usually glimpsed out of the peripheral. Lastly, the aforementioned North Wing, which was designed under De La Fontaine, is believed to be a supernatural hot zone, and within, many have told of lights turning on and off by themselves, of doors that slam inexplicably and often dangerously close to fingers, of drawers that fly spontaneously from dressers or cabinets, of sheets being ripped off of sleeping patrons, and of instances in which children steadfastly refuse to enter the area. While exorcisms of the North Wing were attempted on several occasions through the 1990s, it's believed that whatever resides within might be a bit too strong for the standard stuff, as reports of terrifying encounters persist to this day. Thanks for joining us on this Paranormal Pit Stop. If you enjoyed hearing our histories and ghost stories, subscribe to our channel, like this upload, and share us with anyone you feel deserves a good scare. We'll catch you all next time, if something else doesn't first.